The truth doesn't beg to be heard, it echoes in silence. The loudest defense is no defense at all. Watch karma speak for you. The more you chase justice, the more it runs. Stop running. Let it come to you. Silence is not surrender, it's the strongest scream. A snake that bites its own tail only poisons itself. Watch and wait. When words are twisted, let time do the untangling. The moment you stop reacting is the moment they start fearing. Justice doesn't wear a clock, it moves when you stop moving. Have you ever noticed how the more you try to defend yourself, the more people twist your words? How fighting for truth, respect, or justice only makes you look desperate while the real offenders walk away untouched. But what if I told you that the moment you stop explaining, stop chasing, stop reacting, karma starts doing the work for you? It's like a snake bite biting its own tail. The more it struggles, the deeper the wound. But when it stops fighting, nature takes over and healing begins. Or think of an echo in the mountains. What you send out eventually comes right back. That's how karma works. The lies they spread, the harm they cause, it all returns to them in time. Because while they're busy provoking, deceiving, and manipulating, you have a choice. Fall into their trap or step back and watch as karma writes the final chapter. And when you choose silence, that's when the weight of their actions finally falls back on them. That's when their own energy turns against them. So when do you step back and let karma handle what words never could? Stay with me, because the last one will shift your entire perspective. Let's get started. Number 1. When someone lies about you, let's talk about one of the most frustrating situations. When someone spreads lies about you, it's tempting to fight back, to clear your name, to make sure everyone knows the truth. But here's the harsh reality. Defending yourself against lies often fuels more drama. The more you react, the more energy you give to the lie. The more you try to explain, the more people start questioning, even if they had no doubts before. Some people don't care about what's real. They care about the reaction. The person lying about you isn't looking for the truth. They're looking for control. They want you rattled. They want you emotional. They want you caught in a battle where your every move becomes proof that the lie has weight. And if you engage, you're playing their game. This is where Stoic wisdom comes in. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This is the standard you must hold yourself to. Others may lie, others may deceive, but their actions do not define you. Your response does. Instead of wasting your breath defending yourself against falsehoods, let time and truth reveal everything. Because here's what people forget. Lies have an expiration date. Truth, on the other hand, is timeless. Let me share a story. A man I know, let's call him James, was accused of something at work that he never did. Rumors spread. People whispered. Some co-workers distanced themselves. His first instinct? To go around explaining to everyone, to make them believe him. But instead, he chose silence. He kept doing his work, stayed professional, and let his actions speak. Weeks later, the truth surfaced. The person who had spread the rumors had a history of manipulation. James didn't have to prove anything. The truth revealed itself. And because he never engaged in the drama, his reputation remained intact. So how do you handle this? First, trust in the long game. Lies may spread quickly, but truth lasts longer. Second, focus on your integrity. If you know who you are, the opinions of those who believe lies don't matter. And finally, let karma do its job. People who lie about others eventually expose themselves through their own patterns. You don't need to chase them down. Life will handle it. At the end of the day, your silence is not weakness. It is control. When someone lies about you, don't lower yourself to their level. Stay grounded. Stay patient. And remember, the truth always comes out. And when it does, you'll still have your dignity intact. When someone betrays your trust, let's talk about one of the hardest lessons in life. Dealing with betrayal. Whether it's a friend who turns their back on you, a partner who breaks your trust, or someone you believed in who lets you down, betrayal stings in a way few things do. The first, instinct, confrontation. You want to demand answers, seek an apology, or make them understand the damage they've caused. But here's the truth. Words won't change a betrayer's nature. If someone was willing to betray you once, chances are they've justified it in their own mind. They've convinced themselves that their actions were necessary, excusable, or even your fault. No amount of reasoning will change that. If you try to explain, they'll twist your words. If you try to make them feel guilty, they'll find a way to make you the villain. That's why walking away in silence is the loudest response. This is where Stoic wisdom comes in. Seneca once said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." In other words, betrayal is painful, but it's also a test. It forces you to grow, to strengthen your boundaries, and to recognize who truly deserves a place in your life. The pain you feel isn't just suffering. It's a lesson. A lesson in self-respect, in detachment, and in letting go of those who were never meant to stay. Let me share a story. A woman I know, let's call her Sarah, had a best friend for over 10 years. They shared everything. Secrets, struggles, victories. But one day, Sarah found out that this friend had been speaking behind her back, revealing private conversations and even sabotaging her opportunities. At first, she was furious. She wanted to confront her, to make her see what she had done. But instead, she chose silence. She didn't argue. She didn't seek revenge. She simply walked away. No explanations, no second chances. And you know what happened? The friend felt the silence. She expected a fight, a dramatic scene. But instead she got indifference. And that silence? It spoke volumes. So how do you handle betrayal? First, accept that some people will never be who you thought they were. The pain comes from expectation. Let it go. Second, do not waste your breath explaining their wrongdoing to them. They already know, even if they won't admit it. And finally, walk away with dignity. Your silence isn't weakness, it's strength. At the end of the day, true power is in detachment. A betrayer thrives on reaction, on guilt, on second chances. Don't give them that. Let your silence remind them that you were never the one who lost. You were the one they should have never betrayed in the first place. Number 3. When someone insults you, let's talk about something we all face at some point. Insults. Whether it's a snide remark, a backhanded compliment, or an outright attack, insults are designed for one thing: to provoke you the moment you react. Whether it's arguing back, defending yourself, or even showing anger, you've given the insulter exactly what they wanted. Control over your emotions. Here's the truth. Responding to insults only gives them power. When someone insults you, they're fishing for a reaction. They want to see you upset. They want to feel like they got under your skin. But when you refuse to engage, when you remain calm, unshaken, and indifferent, that is when you win. Because nothing frustrates an insulter more than being ignored. This is where Stoic wisdom comes in. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." Think about that. The moment you lower yourself to their level, you've already lost. If they're being petty, cruel, or disrespectful, why give them the satisfaction of seeing you stoop down to their game? Instead, take the higher path, one of silence, self-control, and dignity. Let me share a story. A guy I know, let's call him David, was at a work event when a co-worker, jealous of his recent promotion, decided to take a jab at him in front of others. Wow. Guess they're handing out promotions to just anyone these days. The room went quiet, waiting for David to fire back. But instead, David simply smiled, made eye contact, and said nothing. Just silence. No anger, no defense. And you know what happened? The coworker looked uncomfortable. He had expected a reaction, maybe an argument, but instead he was left standing there, exposed, while David kept his power. So how do you handle insults? First, recognize that insults say more about the person delivering them than about you. People who insult others are usually projecting their own insecurities. Second, understand that your silence is your strength. By not reacting, you show that their words hold no weight in your world. And finally, carry yourself with confidence. When you respond with calm indifference, the insulter is left powerless. At the end of the day, you can't. Thanks for watching.